What's up, Beast? Thought I forgot about you? It's your favorite trainer, the Beastmaster, John over at LBC. Unfortunately, we had to close due to COVID-19 and all the drama that's going on, but hopefully this shall pass soon and we can get back into the gym working out. That's if everyone does their part, stays healthy, and doesn't spread the virus any more than it already is. So until then, I will be posting workout videos on our social media platforms as well as on YouTube for a longer extensive workout. So be sure to look out for that. We will keep you updated. That should probably, first one should release tomorrow, and moving forward I will release them every morning until we can all gather again and start working out together. But for today, I just want to reassure you that I will be here along the way to help you keep track of your weight loss goals and keep you motivated and answer any questions that you may have. So now what I want to do is I want to go over our scans that we did for our 90-day challenge. And I know a lot of you guys had questions about the metrics as well as the categories and what they mean and how can they help you. So I'm going to explain that in more detail. So let's do that now. If you will open up your scans, if you didn't scan already, then you can just bypass this video. It's just gonna be me rambling about numbers. But be sure to check back, like I said, tomorrow, and I should have some workout videos posted for you daily. So this way we can still keep track of our weight loss goals and not lose sight of them. So once you open up your Fit3D scan, you'll see your avatar. Once again, the avatar is just for you. We do not see your avatar, so we just see a silhouette. So if it looks pretty graphic, don't worry. We're not looking at that. As you scroll down under your avatar, you'll see wellness metrics. So first you'll see body shape. The first thing that you will see, the first number up there is the body shape rating. So mine's a 79. Now, what does a body shape rating mean? Body shape rating means they compare you to everyone who's ever stepped on a Fit3D scanner. And out of the database, they kind of compare and contrast everybody, and it's just a rating to show where you fall within the spectrum of people that has gotten scanned, whether here or anywhere around the world. Just as long as they scanned through their machine, they upload it to a main database, and that's just a comparison to everybody. So does it mean anything to you? I mean, yes. Is it relevant? Yes and no. You want to aim for a higher rating, so this way obviously you are above average, but don't get too crazy over that. It's just a rating. Like I said, it could be tons of trainers jumping on there, so don't get hung up on that. Underneath the body shape rating is the waist circumference. So waist circumference is basically just a measurement around your waist, which is aligned with the belly button. So around your belly button, that's the waist circumference. Obviously you want that number to go down, because the higher that number is, the higher belly fat you have, because like I said, it's around the belly button. And that also correlates with diseases such as diabetes and, you know, heart, atherosclerosis and heart issues and stuff like that. So you want to keep your body fat down, but especially around the waist, because when you have too much fat around your organs, it's never a good thing. Waist to hip ratio, that number, you want to try to keep it as low as possible. That's basically the ratio between your waist, which is around your belly button, and your hips, which is around the upper part of your thighs, your pelvic bone. So now the circumference of your waist does go up and down considering how much belly fat you have, but the number to your hip doesn't really fluctuate too much, because if you have wide hips, you have wide hips. That's what you were born with. But some people do have more meat around the hips, some people do not. So the hip number, circumference, as you scroll down, you'll see the circumference numbers and the measurements. The hip number may not go down that much, but the waist number can. So you want to aim for that waist number to go down more, and that should bring down your waist to hip ratio. And the trunk to leg volume ratio is basically how much mass you have up top compared to down low. You want that number to go down as well. The higher the number just shows that you have more volume up top, which is never a good thing because your stomach and your organs are up top. So you want to keep that number down, try to lose fat in your upper body, and obviously if your legs get bigger, it's probably muscle, but you want that number to go down because your upper body should not be that much more heavier than your lower body. You will see 3 tabs there. So that's the body shape tab. If you go over to the next tab, you'll see body composition. First one is the body fat percentage. So the body fat percentage is what we're using to gauge the winners of the 90-day challenge. And that's a number that you do want to see go down. That's your overall body fat percentage compared to your overall weight. So when we do our second scan, day 45, that body fat percentage number should go down, and most likely will, unless you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And upon our third scan, which would be day 90, that number should be down significantly. You can't lose a lot of body fat in 90 days, so just make sure you watch what you eat, get your cardio in, and keep working out, whether it's at home or a fitness facility in your building. Just once again, be safe, be careful, stay away from crowds, etc. But if you scroll down underneath that, you will see your weight. So now the weight may go down, it may go up. Do not get hung up on the weight number because muscle is more dense and heavier than fat. So you may lose more fat, gain muscle, and that number may not go down at all, or it may go up a little bit, or maybe down very little. So just don't get too stressed over the weight number. It's the body fat percentage. If you look under the weight, that's your fat mass. That's an estimate of how much fat you have all over your overall body. That's a number you do want to go down. So the fat mass goes down, the body fat percentage would go down in comparison to your overall weight. And underneath the fat mass is the lean mass. Now that's muscle, tissue, bone, organs, etc. So that lean mass may stay the same, may go up. As long as your fat mass is going down, your body fat percentage will go down. So don't worry about the lean mass too much. If anything, you want that to go up or stay the same. The fat mass is what you want to go down. And then the third tab, if you click on it, it would show fitness level. So now these are all my numbers, my actual numbers from my scan. So the numbers you see, it's an actual person. You will see something called basal metabolic rate, the BMR. So mine is 2,049. Now that's the number that you need to maintain your body the way it is at rest, meaning no working out, no going up and going to work to your career or running around with the kids in the park. That's just you, and that's just you at rest. That's how much calories you need at rest. Basically your daily caloric intake without any movement. Now what you want to do is take that number and you want to add how many calories you burn in a typical class or workout session. So let's say hypothetically that's 351, just to make the number even. So if I burn 351 calories in a typical workout and I worked out today, I would add that 350 to the 2,049, which is my BMR, and that would give me 2,400 calories. Now that's 2,400 calories I need to maintain everything I have with working out. Now let's say in a typical day, I run around, I go to work, I play with my daughter, or I'm just active, and I burn another 300 calories, you have to add that too. So you take your BMR, which is your caloric intake at rest, you add your workout. So in a typical workout, I burn, hypothetically speaking, 351. So that brings my BMR to 2,400. And then an extra 300 calories because I'm running around, playing with my daughter, running in the park. Maybe you do an extra run, maybe you do Peloton. Whatever it is, you add all those calories you burn throughout the whole day on top of your BMR. So that's 2,700 calories for me. And what you want to do is with that number, that's your number that you need to take in a day with your lifestyle to maintain how you look. If you want to lose weight, you subtract from that number. So for me, 2,700 calories I need to maintain, I would maybe subtract around 350, maybe upwards of 400, and really no more than that because you don't want to cut calories too fast. So I would cut 300 to 400 calories. So that would bring me down to 2,300 calories if I were to cut 400. Now, if I want to gain muscle and gain weight, I would add calories. I wouldn't add no more than 250 calories a day. So daily, if I want to gain muscle and gain weight and bulk up, I will go from 2,700 calories up to 2,950 or 3,000 just to make it even. That's if I want to gain weight. So once again, if I want to lose weight, I would cut 350 to 400 calories, which would bring it down to 2,300 calories. And if I want to go up, I will go up 250, no more than 300 calories, or else it'll just turn to fat. So that's how you can play with your BMR. Take your BMR, add how many calories you burn in a day, and that's how many calories you need to maintain the way you look, and then you subtract or add from there. Now we're gonna go down to the posture report. Now the posture is important because it shows that, you know, maybe your head shifts or tilts to one side more than the other, whether your shoulders rise up higher than the other, your hips are rise up higher than the other, or maybe they tilt forward, or you have an anterior, posterior pelvic tilt. Now, all of that's important because it's just something to be conscious of while you're working out. So if you're working out and you know that one shoulder rises up higher than the other, you need to be conscious to try to align your shoulders or not let it rise up. So this way you don't keep building muscle on top of a tilted or bent frame, because that would just make it look more pronounced. So if you have any tilts or any shifts, just make a mental note of it and just be conscious as you walk around and go through life or even work out, that you try to keep that even. So there's also certain stretches you can do to try to release maybe tight muscles on one side to loosen up your hips specifically. That's something you can look up online, on YouTube, maybe do yoga, whatever you do for the right side, do for your left, etc., etc. Scrolling down, you will see a balance report. So now the balance report is important because it shows if you bear weight on your toes or your heels more. Obviously, certain sneakers you wear is gonna force you to either bear more weight on your heels or your toes. But for the most part, you kind of want to keep it even or a little bit more on your heels. You never want to be too much on your toes because then that'll just cause knee issues over time. Now, another thing you want to look at is whether you bear more weight on the left foot as opposed to the right foot, or vice versa, more weight on the right foot as opposed to your left foot. So if you bear weight on one side more than the other, I'm not talking about 1 or 2%, I'm talking about like 5, 6%, 7%, then that's something that you gotta be conscious of as well. Maybe you just lean on one side because you're used to carrying your child that way, or you have one leg higher than the other, longer than the other. That could be due to maybe one side tighter than the other, as well as maybe a misalignment with the hips. So you can also see a chiropractor to help out with that, as well as just be conscious and, like I said, stretch your hips, stretch the left and the right equally. Most likely you have one side tighter than the other. As you scroll down past the balance report, you will see measurements. Now, these measurements are important because, one, they tell you the circumference of how big your stomach is, your hips, your arms, your legs, your neck, etc. But you want to compare these numbers to your second and third scans. So your second scan on day 45 should change for the most part, especially around the chest, waist, and arms and thighs. So be sure to look at those numbers, make sure you see a change. And day 90, you should definitely see a change in terms of smaller numbers, unless you're trying to gain muscle and mass and you're going heavier lifting, eating more, then those numbers should go up. So for the most part, for the 90-day challenge, you want to lose. So those numbers should go down. Now you also want to be aware of your left and your right side. So if your left bicep is bigger than your right, you know you're probably left dominant. You want to even that out, and the best way to even that out is by, instead of using a barbell to do bicep curls, you would take the weights off the barbell and use them individually. So this way your right can catch up with your left can catch up with the right, and although it may be easier for one arm, you just want to grind it out and try to have the weaker arm catch up to the stronger arm. So you never want to go one side lighter, one side heavier. You want to keep them even, and just if you have to struggle more with one arm, just struggle more with one arm, and hopefully they'll catch up, and the strength and the size should increase or decrease, but they should even out. And that's pretty much it for the scans. Like I said, these are my actual numbers, so don't compare your numbers to mine. But you do want to compare your numbers from day 1 to your numbers from day 45 on our second scan, and your numbers day 90 on our third scan. If you have any questions about these metrics, numbers, need some advice, you can always send a DM, a direct message in any of the social media platforms, or you can email us. Some of you guys have my personal info. That's Beastmaster Trainer. On Facebook, it's just my name, John Storch. But yeah, if you could find me or just one of the business emails or business messages, just send it, and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible and as thoroughly as possible. So guys, once again, I will be posting fitness workout videos, most likely without weights. I will be adding some with dumbbells, maybe a kettlebell, but I'm pretty sure most people have dumbbells. But for the most part, I'll keep it body weight exercises. Try to keep you stimulated. Go for runs, go for bikes. Just try not to be in crowds. Just stay focused, stay positive, and we'll get through this. Once again, any questions, just let me know. You know where to find me. And hopefully I get you back in the gym and start working out again soon. Okay? Bye, guys. Be safe. And LBC out. Stay beast.